think when the economy slows down, the fundraising environment does get a little bit more challenging, and finding those unrestricted operating dollars can be a little bit harder. And I think what sometimes fundraisers can do is find ways to talk about what their organization is doing without just asking for, unrestricted operating support. I was talking to someone the other day and she said, oh, we have to go after program support because no one will give us operating dollars. And I said, well, it's all how you tell the story. The story is everything. You've got to find ways to keep the donor engaged in actually, what your organization is doing in the community. You don't tell them about the light bill. They don't want to know and they don't care, but you tell them about the scholarship program that you just launched, or you tell them about the food bank that you just built, or the school that you just broke ground on, and you get them excited in what you're doing. I don't know of any better way to fundraise in any environment. I mean, that's just the way that it works. But you can't let yourself go down that road of thinking that the dollars aren't there, because that doesn't help you get the dollars in the door.
What I've noticed is, if you've done your work well when times are good, and you've made sure that you've built relationships with the people and organizations that are connected to your organization through that mission and purpose and passion, they're going to stay with you when times are tough. And what you often don't have when times are tough are perhaps the new donors who are testing the water and trying to figure out, is this the right fit for me? Is this the right organization for me? And so when times are tough, I think it's really important to go back to your core values, your core beliefs, and kind of circle the wagons with the people that are closest to you. And I've had good results of reaching out to that core base of support and saying simply, we're doing great work, you've made it happen. Despite what's going on in our economy right now, we all know this work is just as important as it was before, and we hope you'll continue to prioritize achieving these important goals. And in that kind of a sentence, we're not saying, we need your help now more than ever. Because when you're working with someone on a mission-driven approach, it's not about need, it's about accomplishment. It's about where are we going from here, and we're going there together. And it's just reinforcing that this is still a value, it's still a priority. People will choose to maintain those charitable priorities and let go of some of the other things in their life that are the extras if the bond is there. So from a practical standpoint, when times are tough, you're probably not going to have a lot of new friends, first-time donors that are just testing the waters. It's a time, I think, to really strengthen the relationships with the ones that are really with you. And use them to help you figure out who else might be wanting to be a part of it.
I think one of the best motivators for people to give is when they see that their dollar is going to go further. If you're with an organization, if you're in an area that is experiencing hard times, that is seeing a drop in revenue, I might go to your larger donors. I might go to your top 10 donors and say, you know the value of this organization. You've supported us, over the past 5, 10, 20 years. We're in a downturn in the economy. We're seeing a drop in donations. We also at the same time know that we're not reaching all the people that are interested in what we do and could support us. Would you be willing to, in addition to what you normally give every year, put up matching dollars of maybe make a pledge of an additional $500. If we had 10 people who would pledge an additional $500, which would be a total of $5,000 for the organization, then we could send out a campaign talking about, we could send out a direct mail piece, we could make some phone calls and talk about the economic hard downtime. We could talk about what that's done to our budget and say that we have had 10 people who have stepped up and know the value of this organization and said that if we get new donors, each dollar that the new donor gives will be matched dollar for dollar by these 10 individuals because we know the value of the organization and we know how important it is that we expand our donor base. When people see that, they're they may make that gift for the first time that they've never given before, because they know, I'm not just writing a check for $10, I'm writing a check for $20. And you know, it's a value, it's an opportunity, and maybe it's time to support the organization and what the organization does.